Welcome into A to Z Sports Prime Time on this Sunday, except it's not. It's a Tuesday night. I have no idea what day of the week it is. I know I'm going to London in 2 days, and I got to figure that the hell out. Either way, London calling. The game is right around the corner, at least the road trip itself to get there is right around the corner, and the Titans and the Ravens taking pretty significantly different approaches. We will get into what the Titans are doing versus the Ravens plan. We'll also talk about the Nashville Predators. They got back out on the ice tonight. Some good stuff. Even in a loss, a 5-3 loss for the Preds, did see some life on offense, which is exactly what they set out to do this offseason. We'll do a Gone Viral video as we continue to talk about NFL stuff and the Titans and Ravens in this London game. Looking forward to having you guys involved throughout the course of tonight's show. Before we get started, need you to share the broadcast around, as is the custom, on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and on Twitch, wherever you are spending time with us this evening. If you are on Facebook Live, I am doing it from my Facebook. Look at that, Inception, on my phone right now. You can share now to public. That's in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, if you are so inclined. If you are on Twitter, retweet the show in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. YouTube or Twitch, throw a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and we would be grateful for your participation. If you want to invite a friend to do the same, we always like having new people in the comment section. Always enjoy seeing new names and faces in the comment section on whichever streaming platform you choose to join us on. Last Sunday says BF, speaking of new handles that I've seen or that I haven't seen. Last Sunday, I watched Big Jeff get manhandled. He was on his back more than I've ever seen. Why? They ran all over us. I don't see it getting any better against the Ravens, or do the Colts have a really good offensive line? I can't make heads or tails of it at this point. Well, we have a lot to talk about. Certainly, and the absence of the rushing defense was concerning. There's a couple of reasons why that happened, and certainly we can talk about it together. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. Welcome into A to Z Sports Prime Time from the Zen Sports Studios. I'm your host, Buck Rising, if you're new to the show, and I am proud, as always, to be presented to you by the great folks at Zen Sports. Download the Zen Sports app, plug in the promo code ATOZTN, and they will get you 5% unlimited cash back for your first 15 days of wagering. Zensports.com for more information. True Math Fitness in the Gulch, the best place to work out, a new way to work out for the best version of you. Go to truemathfitness.com, where your first workout is free, and the law offices of Amanda J. Gentry, wherever justice demands. Amanda J. and her team there to protect your constitutional rights. Go to amandajgentry.com for more information. So Titans and Ravens taking a much different approach to the London logistics. Baltimore's already over there. And, it was interesting to see the different strategies that teams have taken. It used to be pretty standard, the way that the Titans are doing it. And I'll tell you why the Ravens approach is different here in just a second. But this was the standard protocol for teams since they started doing the series of games in London, where you would go on the Thursday night, where you would go over for the full week at the start of when they started doing this. Teams didn't think it was necessary and moved it to teams going on Thursday as often as they were spending a whole week. Now they leave it up to the team's discretion. Jay Adkins on Facebook Live says, I don't know, man. I don't even want to watch the game. Well, lucky for you, it's at 8:30 in the morning. So, you may just blissfully forget that the London game is on. I have often, I think both weeks thus far, I've forgotten that there's football on at 8:30 in the morning Central Time. But it is going to be it's an important game. I mean, obviously, it matters a great deal for your season. And while you did lose one that was imminently gettable, this is an opportunity for you to get right against an opponent that, one, you hate as a franchise, and two, matters for your playoff implications down the line as you play the AFC North. You've already dropped a game to the Browns. You've beaten the Bengals. You have the Ravens and the Steelers left. Steelers are a team that you are capable of beating, but we know that the Titans really, they can't be trusted against anybody right now. It's a huge game in London this weekend with a lot of big implications, and it's why the NFL has sent this game over, because they know that it is going to be a part of the discussion One, to provide the international audience with one of the better games of the season, the best game, I thought, on the Titans schedule, certainly the best home game on the Titans schedule this year, but to also give this meaning down the line and for both teams to kind of be dropped into this neutral environment. Craig Baxter says he doesn't like the Titans' travel plans as they are waiting until Thursday to travel. So here's what the Colts, or excuse me, what the Ravens are doing versus the Titans. We'll do that right after I ask you the question. Fair or foul? It's your Two Rivers Ford take. The Titans waiting to go to London until late in the week. We will discuss at length together in the comment section wherever you are live streaming us tonight. You can contribute your answer if you would like to. Meanwhile, I'll remind you that your Two Rivers Ford take is presented by Two Rivers Ford. Go to Two Rivers Ford in Mount Juliet. Quality American-made Ford vehicles, award-winning customer service is at your disposal. Two Rivers Ford has been in business for 40 years with honesty and integrity, getting you the best prices on those great Fords. DeAndre Hopkins, a customer at Two Rivers Ford. Myself, Coach Dave McGinnis, Ramon Foster, Dawn Davenport, all of us, huge Two Rivers Ford fans, Two Rivers Ford customers. You can do so as well with the best car buying experience out there at tworiversford.com. So, fair or foul, the Titans waiting until later in the week to travel, basically. Dylan Cole says fair. Eric Alonzo is on the opposite side, as is Lone Walker 819 on YouTube. Dylan Cole says it's fruitless. They're going to lose anyway. Well, I mean, here's the thing about the London game. So it's such a total toss-up. Like, Bert has been wallowing in his own fear. He's basically been sitting in a puddle of his own urine thinking about what Jack Gibbons is going to do to his Baltimore Ravens offense, which is objectively hilarious to me. But nobody feels good about London games. So that's the equalizer, right? Neither of you played a good game. Both of you lost eminently winnable games to lesser opponents, and now you have the opportunity to get right. So it's about as evenly even ground as you could be on for a really, really critical game. Foul, says Amar, London games are jinky. I don't know, janky maybe is what you're trying to say. Perhaps. I'm not sure. I'm unfamiliar with the term, unless this is just how I age and you guys are going to start using words that I don't know, which would make me feel very sad. Jinxie, perhaps? I don't know. But they're not great. BF just says F-Bird. I largely agree. Fair or foul in the comment section. So Mike Vrabel asked about their London logistics, gave this answer on Monday.
I think the last time that we went over is get a lot of work in here. Have everything that we need here at the facility. Work ahead, make Tuesday and Wednesday, Wednesday and Thursday, Friday, so on and so forth. Get over there, get adjusted, have a Friday practice, clean up a lot of the stuff that we did, and then have our normal preparation for the game. I've talked to a lot of people that have done it both ways, and that's how we did it the last time. Felt like we were ready to go, and just didn't end the way that we wanted to. We're going to get the 2-point conversion. That's what
But as far as like operation wise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I felt like it was good. I felt like the hospitality was good. We provided buses and security and things for the players so that they could go into the city and see what they wanted to see. That worked out well. Guys left and went down there early, got back early, got sleep. We do a little light workout, stretch, and take a walk and do some stuff before our Friday meetings. Other than that, I don't know what, we'll have all our staff over there, our training staff and medical staff for the players.
So that is Mike Vrabel speaking on Monday about the London logistics. The plan for the Titans is to go over the Thursday night, basically. They're doing all their normal Thursday stuff with us, with Derrick Henry, with the coordinators before practice. They're going to have a practice and then trudge off to the airport at the end of Thursday's workday. Now, for the Colts, I keep saying the Colts. For the Ravens, Baltimore already went over. They have been over there for the better part of 24 hours at this point. And, John Harbaugh was asked questions about this earlier in the week. He said that, just to kind of get acclimated, to get them on the correct time zone, to make sure that they have adequate rest, that basically they are well adjusted by the time they get to Sunday at 2:30 London time, which is, of course, back here in the States, 8:30 Central time. So we will see how, the various approaches work. I thought the Titans looked fine the last time they went over to London, and this was not an issue really for them, that the rest, the practice, the whole scenario. I think that guys were grateful to spend more time at home as opposed to spending more time overseas. I think that I get why they're doing it that way. It's not necessary to go over for the full week. For example, I'm going Thursday to Monday basically, and I'm planning on just soldiering through the time change. Like, I'm just going to try and do my best to stay up late London time, exhaust myself with the time change, and just try and get on a normal sleep schedule while I'm over there, and have an easier time adjusting when I get back. Obviously, I'm not a professional athlete. There's all kinds of nutrition and calisthenic issues and stretching and all different kind of things that they got to worry about that I don't, to do my job. But largely, I think it's fine what they're doing. I think it's completely fair. The reason they lost the game is because, for whatever reason, their 2-point conversion play in London was a pass on the goal line, basically from the 2, a pass from Marcus Mariota to Taywan Taylor. This was before Derrick Henry. I mean, this is when Derrick Henry was trending towards getting traded, before Derrick Henry really turned into who he is today. This was the game before Eddie George gave him the famous talking to. I've talked to Keith Bullock about that before. Eric Alonso says, "Keep a pocket knife, mate." No, I'm not taking a blade to London with me. I've been to London a bunch. Listen, London's like any big city. I'm no more likely to get, something happen to me in London than in New York, or in Chicago, or where else have we been this year? Cleveland is probably Cleveland's probably not the best example, but you get my point. I am not I've done a bunch of travel in big cities. I've done a bunch of travel internationally. I was thinking about going to Egypt on the bye week. That is obviously not going to happen because of what's happening between Israel and Palestine. And given that Israel and Egypt share a border, I'm probably going to avoid that, which is unfortunate because I was really hoping to see my family, since it's just a quick flight from London to Cairo, Egypt. But we'll just have to find a different opportunity to get over there. Really, really unfortunate situation. What's happening in the Middle East right now is, almost always seems to be the case. It's frustrating. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Titans and Ravens. I think that when you talk, we'll get back into this here in just a second. The Primetime Show is presented by the great people at the TrueMav Fitness Gym in the Gulch. TrueMavFitness.com is where you go for your best workout out there, for the best workout in Middle Tennessee, the best coaching staff, the best facilities. TrueMavFitness.com is where you go. They are going to get you to achieve your fitness goals. They'll do so in an environment that is incredibly welcoming, fostering. It's a great community at TrueMav, honestly. Beyond the workout, TrueMavFitness.com is such a great environment for you to achieve what it is that you are setting out to do relating to your fitness. TrueMavFitness.com, where your first workout is free. Terry Ludlam says, when are we going to play Willis or Levis? You're not, so I would stop asking that question. Or at least, as long as Ryan Tannehill's healthy, neither of them are going to play. So I would not worry about that at this point. And if they're getting blown out, maybe they'll put Willis in. If they're blowing a team out, maybe they'll put Willis in. But that does not seem terribly likely, based on the early returns of the local professional football team. But there is no timeline to play either Willis or Levis. So I think that when you talk about all the different things that are going to go into this game, it's a coin flip, right? Anytime you do the London trip, it's a coin flip, except if you're the Jags, because the Jags are London's team. And thus far, they continue to use those London games as a get-right opportunity, 2-0 across the pond, and now they will return home. They don't have a bye week, which is interesting. A lot of teams, or a lot of the NFL logistics this year are confusing to me. There are teams playing internationally that aren't getting buys afterwards. And I certainly wouldn't like that. I can't imagine the players like that, but this is just something the NFL is trying to do to cram more stuff in there. YouTuber on YouTube says, I don't think we'll see either of them, talking about Willis or Levis, unless they're like 2-8 or something. Yeah, I don't think that's that is not a viable situation right now. Today they're 2-3. If they end up 2-8, maybe we can have a conversation about it. Lone Walker 819 says, what happens if neither Willis nor Levis work out as a long-term solution? Well, then you got to find another quarterback. But here's the thing: like, this year has nothing, and this will be the last time that I read a quarterback comment because it's not relevant to the conversation today. But long term doesn't matter right now. Right now, you're in the middle of a season. You're not even halfway through a season. So long term, while I don't want to say that it's not important, it is not relevant to the current situation because neither of them have an immediate impact yet, unless Tannehill gets hurt, on what the what the viability of this particular season is. So, what happens if neither of them work out? Well, then you're banged, and you got to figure out a quarterback situation. But right now, that is not a scenario that you have to think about just yet. Even though maybe you don't have maybe you're going to think about it anyway. I don't know. You can think about whatever you want, but it's not relevant to this particular season. Scott Weaver says, not a fan of the overseas games, but it's all about money. Yeah, I mean, the answer to all of your questions is money. Always. They want international broadcast rights in the NFL. That's something that they don't really have a chunk of, the way that the NBA, for example, with the Chinese interest in NBA basketball and all the conflicts of interest that come with working with the Communist Party of China, obviously. So you have the Chinese in baseball, the Chinese in basketball. You have international interest in Central and South America, in Asia for baseball. Major League Baseball has broadcast partners overseas. The NFL does not have that on a consistent basis. They work with Sky Sports. It's not the kind of money that they're accustomed to making, and they want a bigger piece of the pie. So as much as they can squeeze out of these international games, that's why they're playing games in Germany and London. And, there's been talk of Brazil and Japan in the future. They want more money. And this is, there's a whole wide world out there that's outside the United States that they are trying to snag. I think that while there'll be plenty of time to talk about the matchup itself this week, we'll do so tomorrow. So here's the deal, just so you guys know about the London logistics. We are going to do a primetime show. It's going to be from the on Thursday. We're going to do a primetime show on Thursday. It's going to be from Boston Logan Airport. All right. I'm going to be sitting in an airport terminal. It's going to be a brief show because I'll be at the airport. I'll have a long enough delay to do the primetime show, but long enough layover to do the primetime show between the time that my flight from Nashville to Boston arrives and the time that my flight from Boston to London leaves. So we will do an abbreviated primetime show on Thursday. It will be available for you, and we will enjoy that together. Sunday is going to be Sunday. We will also do a primetime show. Monday, there will not be a primetime show. I will be in transit. So that is kind of the plan for the streaming show. Radio, I'm off on Thursday just because of the logistics. So it's going to be Lucas and Titans great Brad Hopkins, who, of course, many of you would rather hear from on Ravens Week than me. So Brad will be filling in with Lucas on the radio show. Eric Alonzo says 104.5 should fly y'all private. Well, okay, Eric, if you want them to fly us private, you should probably buy more of the things that I'm shilling on the radio show on a regular basis. If you want them to fly me private, then go ahead and spend more money with the companies that advertise with them. Go get them, Tiger. It's going to be a great time. I'm looking forward to it. I honestly don't mind flying. I mean, I don't mind flying commercial. I mean, would I take the option? Actually, we've talked about this before. I think I had the option to fly on the team plane when I first signed my contract with the radio station. And because they wanted to make me the game day host, which is a role that Jonathan Hutton had, for those of you who have listened to Titans radio over the course of the past couple of years, they wanted me to do Hutton's job. And I said, well, no, I can't do Hutton's job. I can't work for the team. I can't be a team employee. because then I can't do my job like a normal, talk show host where I couldn't have strong opinions when they suck the way that they do. And I certainly didn't want to do the streaming show or the radio show with with limits on what I could say, right? So the trade-off was, well, yeah, you have to fly commercial, but also you can do the shows the way that you want to do the shows. And that was a trade-off that I was very much willing to make. I just the idea of working for a team, maybe it's a choice that I have to make depending on where the industry goes over the next couple of years, but I would not enjoy that. I want to be able to say what I want to say. That's not it. Billy Jones says he's never been on a plane. That's remarkable. I could not relate. The first flight I took, I think I was 2 months old. So I've been flying internationally for 30 years, all 30 years of my life. And the idea of never having been on a plane is mind blowing to me. But listen, I'm not a fan of airports in general. So I don't think you're missing too much. But I hope that you've been able to see more of the outside world than wherever it is that you live, Billy. Scott says, Buck, what's your gut feeling for the game? I just don't know. I have no idea. My gut feeling is whatever, we'll see for both of them. Ravens have had plenty of problems. Bird will tell you about the drops and all the different issues. Titans have issues of their own that we've documented at great length. On here, I have no idea what to think. And I to tell you otherwise, I'd be lying. So yeah, coin flip either way. Amar says, should have taken the offer, but no, it's not for me. Race or religion doesn't matter. During the A to Z primetime show, leave your race and religion at the door. We're all Titans, even X-Gamer 22. What are we talking about? Talking about the race and religion. What's going on? what kind of discussions are you having amongst yourselves that I'm not privy to? Anyway, BF says, if I was you, Buck, I would renew my A to Z contract with any team other than this team. Well, you guys think that we are in all 32 markets now. That's funny. But my radio show is here, and both of my contracts are up in February. So we'll see. We'll see what that looks like. I have no idea what my situation is going to be next year. You guys know I love it here, even when your football team is stinky. I do love living in Nashville. And well, I say even if your football team is stinky, I'm too much of a front runner to cover a losing team long term. I don't want to do that. XD Gamer, who I believe is our resident Jags fan. Yes, based on the profile pictures, there wants me to be a Jags fan. Listen, I'm a fan of good football. Trevor Lawrence plays good football. Derrick Henry plays good football. Like, I like watching exceptional players and guys competing at the highest level. So I don't care who they are, if they're good, if they're the best of the best. It's my great opportunity to cover teams and to get to see the Titans play a lot of high-level competition. The Titans have been high-level competition for other teams over the course of the last couple of years. So I've been very fortunate in the time that I've been here. Well, Steven Snyder 86 says, well, if the station is crushing, you will get extended. Yeah, the ratings have been really good for the radio show and for the primetime. Like, then I am not worried about well, we're not gonna talk about my contract situation too much. That's a little TMI, and we'll work that out with the radio station with A to Z over the course of the coming months. But I love it here. You guys know I love it here. You guys know I love working for you as an audience. So certainly very optimistic about whatever the future might hold. But we're not here to talk about that tonight. Anyway, we will go through a couple of different things throughout the course of the week with the Tennessee Titans and the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, Pred's back on the ice. They did lose tonight, but I thought that there was a lot of stuff to like about the Nashville Predators, even though they lost 5-3. It was an empty net goal at the end that made it 5-3. But we will talk about it together on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. If you would like to get involved in the comment section, what was your biggest takeaway from the Nashville Predators opener? We will do this briefly. We'll pivot back into some NFL stuff here in just a little while, but might as well talk some puck in the meantime on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Meanwhile, I will tell you about the great people at Zen Sports. Download the Zen Sports app and they will get you in on all the action. Zen Sports is the best place to go. Unlimited 5% cash back when you plug in that promo code ATOZTN. That's ATOZTN in the Zen Sports app. Unlimited 5% cash back for your first 15 days of wagering. Nobody's getting you a better offer than that today. So download the app, plug in that promo code, get the cash back offer for your first 15 days. Terms and conditions do apply. Must be 21 and up in Tennessee to bet. Gambling problem? Call the Red Line, 1-800-889-9789. So what was your biggest takeaway from the Preds getting back on the ice? Ronnie Sneed says, I didn't know the hockey season started last night. I didn't know the hockey season started last night either. I just knew the Preds played tonight. And I certainly was happy to see them back. Always enjoy the Nashville. I love going to hockey games, and I'm probably gonna go to the home game on the 28th, the Saturday before the Falcons game. That looks like the next time I'll be able to get to Bridgestone Arena, which is always great. Always enjoy seeing the Preds back on the ice. BF says we deserve somebody crappy as a host on this show, not you, Buck. Maybe Bert. Well, Bert values his evenings so much. Bert's favorite part of this job is the fact that he can do as he pleases, basically, for an hour once this show starts. So I think that would objectively cut into his Bert time, which I know that he is very much about. Charles says, Buck, you need to take Zach's spot on the day show and still do primetime. My brother in Christ, I have a 5-day-a-week streaming show. I have a 5-day-a-week radio show. I got a podcast that I do for A to Z with Titans reporters, with my fellow Titans media members. I got a podcast I do once a week with Greg Cosell. I write 2 articles a week for this wonderful outlet here on A to Z Sports, and I have social media obligations as well. You want me to add yet another show 5 days a week to take what time that I have in my mornings to be able to get my zen before I spend the next 17 hours of my day screaming about your football team? You must be high, and I need to know what you're smoking, because that is some strong-ish. I have no interest in adding another show to my life. Honest to God, there is no reason any of you should want to hear from me more than I'm already talking. Like, there are plenty of opportunities for you to get my opinions if you want them. 4 shows is more than enough. Thank you very much. God almighty. Anyway. So what was your biggest takeaway from the Nashville Predators debut? My biggest takeaway is the offense looks new and exciting. Use and goal tonight was less than ideal against the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Played for Buffalo, Avalanche, cup of coffee with the Panthers. Here comes Forsberg now as a man in front. Forsberg, score! Ryan O'Reilly's first as a Predator.
So Ryan O'Reilly getting on the board after being signed in the offseason to the Preds in free agency. 5-3, the final score in Tampa. Preds are at home on Thursday. I will be in the air. Otherwise, I was thinking about going to that game, but I will be on my way to London. So really cool that the Titans, or excuse me, that the Predators are back, that the season is underway, and looking forward to seeing them. The takeaway is the offense looked a lot better. The goaltending situation, at least tonight, was less than crisp, let's say. All right, gone viral. There's always great options for this, but the best thing that I saw on the internet this week is what this is about. We will talk about it together right after I remind you that the Primetime Show is presented by the great people at the law offices of Amanda J. Gentry. Go to amandajgentry.com for your first work, for your constitutional rights that you need to know, that you need to understand, that you need to have protections over. amandajgentry.com is the outlet for you. They are there to walk you through the process, to make sure that you understand what it is about your constitutional rights that need protecting. There's a lot that, listen, not all of us are constitutional law trained or constitutional lawyers by trade. So it is easy for us to get taken advantage of. That is what Amanda J. and her team are there to prevent. Wherever justice demands, AmandaJGentry.com. So what's the best thing you saw on the internet this week? We will discuss at length together. The thing that caught my attention was obviously the biggest reason that the Titans lost to the Colts, because they have a hype video unlike any that I have seen. And it was clear and obvious that based on this hype video that the Colts were going to win, that the Colts were going to win comfortably, because how could you lose with this song blaring in your ears?
This is our Colts, this is our team, we bleed blue. This is our Colts, whether win or lose, we love them. For the shoe, beat the Titans, let the world hear us now. This is our team, go Colts.
You never stood a chance. You never stood a chance. That was the funniest thing that I saw on the internet this week. That's the best thing I saw on the internet this week. There was nothing that you could do to overcome
This is our Colts, this is our team. We
that opportunity.
blue.
There's no way.
This is our Colts, whether This is our Colts, this is our team. We bleed blue. This is our Colts, whether win or lose, we love them. For the shoe, beat the Titans, let the world hear us now. This is our team, go Colts.
Unbelievable. Bert thought he was slick playing the music in the background, trying to get me to sing along so he could have that and
Win
clip
or
it on the
lose,
internet.
we
Yeah.
love them.
Yeah, I see you.
For
Bert.
the shoe,
I see you.
beat the
Go ahead.
Titans,
You sing along.
let the world hear us now. This is our team, go Colts.
Oh, God. I should do that to Bert more often when he's not expecting it. That would,
Hell no.
that would absolutely get him fired, which would make me sad. But that is, William Jones says, make this the ending video. You know, we talked about that. You guys hated the crazed Jaguars lady. We are going to add Mitch Firkins losing a belly bump battle to the Chargers superfan and the Colts superfan singing along with this song. That it will now be a new video in the end video rotation. So with that, we will tell you that the Primetime Show is made possible by the Ashton Real Estate Group of RE/MAX Advantage. GaryAshton.com, the official real estate agent of the Nashville Predators, who are back in the swing of things. Great to have the Preds back. The intel edge you need to succeed can be found at GaryAshton.com. Primetime tomorrow, radio show from 10 to 1 on 104.5 The Zone. Have a great rest of your evening. I'll talk to you.
This is our Colts, this is our team, we bleed blue. This is our Colts, whether win or lose, we love them. For the shoe, beat the Titans, let the world hear us now. This is our team,